This is Algebra 1. We are talking about dependent and independent variables, and I just realized I forgot to put the lesson number, so please add that right now. It's 1-4, dependent and independent variables. All right, also make sure that you put the date. Today is the 28th, so this is going to be 9/28. All right, independent. Let's turn the music off here. Independent. Any ideas on what an independent variable is? Quiet his hand. One person knows, it's Andres. Anyone else want to take a guess at what independent means aside from Andres? No one can work up the courage. All right, Andres, talk to us.
I think it's like if a variable is by itself.
Okay, yeah, and independent, right? It's not next to other variables. I like that definition. It's not exactly the mathematical definition that I want, but thank you for answering. Anyone else want to take a guess? All right, so this is Mr. Sindel's definition of independent. So it's the input. Write this down. It's the input. And then the more lengthy definition that we're also going to write down is this. So we'll do a comma here. It's a value that does not depend on another value. So that does not depend on another value. All right, so that's our definition, but where do we normally find this thing? What does it normally look like? I'm going to do this in orange. So usually it's going to be part of an expression, and I'm going to write that verbatim. So it's usually, and I wonder if I can change my pen size. I can. Usually, oh, my computer is freaking out. What's happening to my mouse? Sorry guys, technical difficulties. There we go. Usually, why is it doing this? Sorry, I'm still learning how to use Microsoft Word to try to write. Usually, I want to write in an orange pen, blue pen. Okay, I guess orange just is not my friend. Usually, part of an expression. I think I'm getting lagged because I'm recording the video. So, again, what is an expression? Can you point to an expression that is somewhere in the classroom? Point to it right now. Andres is pointing to it. Jose is pointing to it. Yes, that's the expression. It's that green thing in the center. It doesn't have any equal sign. So if it's part of an expression, that is probably going to be your independent variable. All right, dependent variable. Let's just go ahead and write this down. This is the output. So this is the output. And I guess the longer definition is it's affected I have to write so slow because there's so much lag. Affected by the independent variable. By, oh, come on. This is so bad. Independent variable. Independent. Variable. Feels like I'm back in kindergarten because I have to write so slow. And this is going to be by itself. So if I could write in a different color, I don't even know if it's worth trying this again. But this is by itself. By itself. Okay, so I have a few examples for us to try out. So I need someone to read this, and this is for XP as well. Jose, go for it.
You're walking directly away from your house. You're 5 miles away from your house when you start walking. So you can determine your distance from your house by adding 5 to the number of miles you have walked. And the equation below, x represents the number of miles you have walked, and y represents the distance from your home in miles. The relationship between these two variables can be expressed by the following equation: y equals x plus 5.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. So, I mean, that was great, guys, right? Yes, thank you. All right, so what I want us to do now is to identify the independent and dependent variables. And there's only going to be one of each. I think the easiest way to do these problems is to just identify what the variable is that it's talking about. So, in this case, the distance you walk from home. If I come up to this problem, is that x or is that y? Somewhere in here, underline what the distance from home is. Is either going to be x or y. It's somewhere in the problem. I'm trying to figure out why these pens are sometimes working, sometimes not working. All right, did someone see it? Your distance from home, is that x or is that y? It's one or the other, and it can't be both. Okay, hopefully you saw that. Okay, I'm trying to figure out where my pen is. I can't even see it. The distance from home is right here. Y represents your distance from home. So underline that part. So our distance from home, y, is, it keeps jumping back up here, and that's annoying. So y is that going to be dependent or independent? In our equation, y is by itself. So y is therefore, anyone want to take a guess? Quiet raise hand. Fernando?
Dependent.
It is dependent. Dependent. Yeah, perfect. And then the number of miles you walk, that's obviously going to be our other variable, and we still need to find where in here that we underline. So can someone figure out where to underline something with x? X represents, do we see that part? Yeah, Jose?
X represents the number of miles you have walked.
Number of miles you have walked. And that matches up exactly down here, number of miles you walk. So we're going to say x is, and then, so let me make sure I'm giving people their XP. So Jose, Fernando. Therefore, this is easy money here. Andres?
Independent.
Independent. There it is. Independent. Okay. Well, I don't know why it doesn't work, but yeah, write down independent there. I wonder if I can even just click on here to type. It's the trouble with trying to work out new technology. I don't know how to use it yet. I'm just going to go like this. X is independent. And there's still like a ton of lag. All right, I'll come back and fix that in a second. All right, our second and final example, because we have nothing on the back. You have set a goal. Who wants to read this? For XP. Who wants to read example 2? Gunnar.
So the thing,
Yep.
you have to set a goal to drink more water every day. Your water bottle holds 0.5 liters of water. In the equation below, B is the number of times you drink all of the water in your bottle. And L is the number of liters of water you drink. The relationship between these two variables can be expressed by the following equation. L equals 0.58.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you. All right, so we already know what we're going to be underlining. So if we want to go into our word problem up here and just underline what those variables mean. So I see B is the number of times. So I come up here. I'm just going to have to edit this like this. B is the number of times you drink all the water in your bottle. Let's just underline that. And then we have this. L is the number of liters of water you drink. Underline that. We have identified what our variables are. So when we come back down here, the number of liters of water you drink, is that going to be L? Is that going to be B? Quiet raised hand. Based off of what we just underlined. Cohen. L. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Agree or disagree? Some people didn't do a hand. L. L is correct. So L is therefore, so hold on, let me back up and make sure people are getting XP. There we go. L is it independent or dependent? Another quiet raised hand, Fernando?
Dependent.
And why? I'm looking at the equation over here. What about this L makes it dependent based on our definitions up here? Maybe this orange statement that I have written?
It's affected by it's by itself.
Yeah, it's by itself. That's the key part. And also it's affected by what B is. L is the output. Yeah, thank you. And Fernando, there you are. All right, so then down here, the number of times you drink all the water in your bottle, and that got cut off a little bit, didn't it? All right, I need someone to identify the variable and determine if it's dependent or independent. Sergio?
B.
B? Why is it B?
It's independent, yeah. Have another number on the side.
Yeah, it's part of an expression. It has more things with it. So B is independent. And if you want your reasoning, it's because it's part of an expression. That's all the notes that we have for today because it's Friday, it's a short day. So go down to the very bottom, write your summaries, and check someone's summaries before you move on to Khan Academy. That concludes the notes.